So we got a weird one. The boys from New England Motors came down to help me with my Honda problem.
Do not want to tear apart.
Yeah,
Crazy.
These dudes. You know I'm a purist with these Skylines. These guys give a fuck about these grocery getters. You got one running 8.
You can't find this car right now, and you're gonna tear it apart.
Here it is.
You might have to go in the office.
Yeah, you guys sit this one out. So we're taking the B18C out of this. I kind of want it for the EK9. He tells me no. He tells me no. So we're gonna pull this out. I actually sold this car. I've got a customer that wants to do a K20 like track car out of this. So I sold the chassis with no drivetrain, and I sold him on doing a K20. So we're gonna pull this out. We gotta paint the bay, do all that, and then we're gonna K-swap it. And you said there's some tricks. We could do a K24, do some transmission tricks.
2.0, Type S trans, like a street clutch kit. That's pretty much like.
You do an LSD in the.
LSD, but if you get the SI trans, it already has LSD.
Really?
Yeah.
SI like EP3?
No, like 08 Civic.
Oh, okay. What is that? FD2 or something?
FG.
Oh, really? Yeah. What's the FD?
I don't know.
Because they had the FN2, which is right after the EP3.
What's the 9th gen?
FK8, I think, is a new.
That's the newest one.
Yeah.
I thought that was FD2. Maybe that we didn't get that.
Might be like EP3. I don't know what they call those.
I think EP3 is EP3.
But
Right? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So there, I thought it was FD. Either way, doesn't matter. So which SI? 08?
08 SI.
That's like the one that's like real ugly. Looks like.
It has like the weird sensor on the front, and you have to like take the shift mech out and re-drill 2 holes on it to put.
Oh, fun. That sounds. Honda life.
Cool.
Yo, he's about to rip a stock Type R apart.
Yeah.
Like you cannot.
He goes, yeah.
It's Tommy.
Yeah.
I know. It's
And then he's taking a B series out to put a B series back.
Yeah. I want that extra 0.2.
Extra 15.
What is this, a 16 to an 8?
This is this is a 1.8. In my EK9's a 1.6.
Okay.
So we're gonna I want to clean this up, put it into my
You
EK9
can hear that.
K20. This is I sold this to a customer.
But these motors make the most power stock for a B series.
Okay, what if you supercharge it?
This
Yeah.
the B.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know.
a supercharged B than a K in here. Have you driven a K-swap something before?
My K24. Oh yeah, I rode in his car. Though the mounts are a little much, but he's gonna track car it.
No, I mean they're always a little much. I would supercharge it before swapping it.
You would supercharge a B18C before K swapping it.
For sure.
I don't know, track car.
B series doesn't have enough torque though.
Yeah.
I know. I just don't want to see a swap, to be honest.
I think with the K, this thing would be so sick. So then we've got a surprise of what we're gonna do with all the leftover bullshit, but
Tommy, fully zinc plated supercharger.
the whole thing.
The community will fucking hate you.
They already do.
But yeah, exactly. They're about to hate me in a second. So we've got a surprise what we're gonna do with all the leftover parts, and I'm pretty stoked on that as well. And I know you're stoked on that.
Not for that. No.
Yeah. So you didn't see what he did, but yeah. So the engine's coming out. It's gotta.
45 minutes. It'll be.
How long you think? For real?
5 minutes.
Shut up.
It's an untouched car.
It's an untouched stock exhaust, all that shit. That sucks.
Yeah, but this car is not like a Connecticut car, so all the bolts aren't rusted.
We'll see. They're not cells.
I don't know. Well, he got fucking. I thought that I was gonna pull the AC line right off.
We gotta let the AC drain because we're not gonna do that.
Slow ass machine.
And then
right
after
here.
that, he's got 45 minutes, so we'll go back to the clock. Normal play. I'll be here.
It's a good time.
There's him pulling under.
There it goes. So I went to get everyone food. It took a long time. Shout out Cool Hand Dukes. But the engine's out when I got back. So I guess you didn't lie. How long did it take? Like 56 minutes? How long did it take?
51 minutes.
You fucked up.
I
Six.
think it was the oil draining.
But I'll tell you,
It was a coolant.
no,
that
it was
took
the
a while.
coolant that got us.
Really?
We were literally
I'll
standing
tell you
there
why.
waiting.
Come here. Bring the camera. Look at all this junk you left in here for
Dude, this
us.
shit was about to like over.
Wait, this has coolant in it?
Or oil, the oil.
Oh.
But
we
there's
did
some,
the-
it dripped like on.
Oh, okay.
But this shit, literally, the oil like filled all the way up to here. It took forever to drain.
Because there's just garbage in it.
Yeah.
Make fun of Josh for that.
I put the training fluid in here though.
I think that's fine. That's just engine oil.
Yeah.
What'd you do with the coolant? Bucket? Someone put in a bucket? Not a big deal. So you could see someone.
He sucked the fluid out of the power steering.
Oh, cool.
So.
He used that thing.
Yeah.
So you can see how dirty the bay is. Someone definitely polished up the tops, but I'm gonna dry ice blast a little later on and see how it turns out. So the goal for this is a K24, like I said, with the we're gonna do like a poor man's Type R, right? That's what they used to call the old B series, but we're gonna do it with the K24. And this engine, I got a plan with this engine. I guess we're good. I don't even know what the fuck kind of video I have now. You guys fucked me doing it too fast.
Those are yoga.
Yo, those are good sweatpants. When you get married,
I think it's a pretty nice outfit, no? With the shoes.
you look like a guy that like pretends he used to break dance like 30 years
To
ago.
be honest, I wish I could
Like
breakdance. I think breakdancing is cool.
You look like you should be wearing Air Force Ones.
It looks like you should shut the fuck up, sir.
Yo, you're gonna get junk branded sweatpants soon? You'd have
Just
the
because you said that, I'm
you'll
gonna.
have the whole kit.
Just because you said that,
Ask
I'm gonna.
Randy at
I'm gonna get
Eliminate.
The socks, the underwear, all of it.
Hell yeah.
Call me TJ Hunt, baby.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, it's a new day, and what you just saw was Josh totally changing everything about Dustin's setup because it's actually super overcomplicated and makes everyone's life and job harder because of the way everything was run and routed and where it is. So this is where Josh is at right now. Ben had to come in and weld something quick for the oil pan. The truss oil pan extension's on, and we're going back to ITBs. It is pretty good.
So, Tommy and Josh really came to the conclusion here that what I want to do with the GTR, the setup I had is not ideal. And so Tommy and Josh came up with the best setup that could possibly work for what I want to do. So we're going back to ITBs, literally changing everything. But I'm stoked.
We're changing his turbo, changing that intake manifold. He had a big single throttle body, and it kind of kills response. Like my camera lens fits in this.
So I think also a lot of my viewers know that I wanted to do the RB28. I
Right.
think a lot of this stemmed from that as well, and just me not knowing.
Right.
So this is with preparation for the RB28.
I would say this is, like I said, good for like
1,000 horsepower.
1,000
right?
horsepower. Yeah, which you'll never make. It would cost you a small fortune. I would say you'd probably have to go dry sump, especially to track it. You'd want to be on a sequential. Like, you would go from like, okay, my $25,000 GTR build to my $200,000 GTR build, and it's just not worth it. So we're going back to ITBs. We're using a remade kit. We're gonna do a stock plenum. We're gonna do a Greddy intercooler kit. We're changing his intercooler because the outlet is so fucking massive on this side. But once again, this intercooler, that intake manifold, they're all made for big power. I mean, you can see the thickness of this. It's got to be 4.5 inches thick. Yeah. So super overkill. And then on top of that, just adds a whole mess of annoying fabrication. Just like the Motec he was going to run, also good for all that power. And I mean, not for the power, but for the intricate setup that he was going to run. You just want more protection. Would you have a PDM for it?
Yeah, Motec. And then like,
that's cool shit, but it's fucking crazy.
yeah, I feel like this is like where the point that builds at. Like this is the best for it. And down the road, maybe if I want.
If you get if you get into doing a sequential, a 2.8, you know, stuff like that,
then that's
the
what
Motec
that's
might
for.
work.
I think I also like fucking did it too much.
What do you got?
This.
That's what I built with a Cracker Jack welder.
Oh, you built that?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. So, we're changing his whole setup. We're changing his turbo. We're changing everything. Quite literally, we're changing everything. We discovered some cool things about the block, which we're stoked on. You'll see that on his video. But really, besides that, simplify, make it idiot-proof, make it trackable, make it easy to maintain, easy to service, and that's kind of the goal. And then when he steps it up, once he learns about the setup, the RB, the way things work, the failure points, he can start piecing a whole other setup off on the side, which is what I would do. If you do a HKS 2.8 or a Greddy 2.8 or a fucking billet 3 liter, it doesn't matter. Build it all on the side. You can use this for reference and change things at that point.
Guys,
so
Tom is hooking it up.
we're making it happen.
Yes, he's teaching me and he's hooking it up. It's awesome.
And Josh is enjoying himself.
Could you imagine Motec in this?
Could you imagine wiring a Motec? Just in general.
Well, yeah, but like in just a normal car.
Right.
You know, and we're not.
This is really mild, like
we're not
even
a
that.
time attack.
Yeah, exactly. Even that big comp turbo and stuff, like super mild in an RB or in a GTR. But if you do go sequential and you need strain gauges and you know all that shit set up, that's
I agree, and you know that's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
I think it's cool because I don't know.
and it was an expensive lesson. But now we're getting to my favorite part of the video where I do a test that Whistlindiesel did for us, and I want to see, because we have this junk set of stock cams which we usually don't keep. I want to see how strong a stock Nissan cam is and see if the Tomei is actually worse, which I'm sure it is. I have very strong inkling that it is worse, but I'm gonna first. I think he hit it on a rock, which I'll have Filmer put that clip in here.
That easy.
And then
Can we get a rock like a ball and fucking hit
just like a baseball bat. And then he hit it together and he was chunking pieces off. Once again, these are never gonna see any kind of striking force this way, but we're still gonna test them because I'm dying to know how much worse those Tomei cams are than Nissan. Okay, so what I have here is an OEM Nissan cam from an RB26. We all watched Whistlindiesel break a Tomei USA in half, and we all wondered, is that junk, or
is that just not what you do with
or
the
is that just
camshaft?
not what you do with the camshaft? I think I know the answer, but let's go find out. All right, take one.
Oh my god!
OEM Nissan.
If I cut right now.
Yeah, it's just a cast piece of shit. So there's your answer. You're not supposed to do that, believe it or not.
That's why they're held down in like 8 places.
And don't have forces like concrete.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so Whistlindiesel proved nothing. Tomei USA's cams are, I've heard they're still junk, but
Is this a call out to like Comp and Crower and all these people?
yeah,
that
everyone send me your cams and I'll hit them on the rock and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna end the video there on that note. Nissan, you got a lot of explaining to do. I think you owe Whistlindiesel 150 grand, just like Tomei does. And there's your conclusion. You cannot hit a cam against a rock, believe it or not, they will break. Could you imagine a company like Nissan, multi-million, billion-dollar company, making shitty cams like that?
I'm pissed, dude.
I'm pissed.
Like, fuck this thing.
Seriously.
You know? Like, why can't I smash
You
it?
done with RBs? Let's put a 2J in this thing.
Deal.
Toyota cams wouldn't break.
Let's put a Ford V8.
Yeah, that'll
If
do
you
it.
smash this against the rock,
Diesel.
it'll probably break.
TJ wouldn't.
A nice coyote in here.
Just put a diesel in it. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I've wanted to do that for quite some, since I saw his video. I was like, dang, I don't know why you'd ever do that, but now I'm intrigued. So I got somebody outside of my shop. I'll see you guys tomorrow.